Hi, I'm Meg.
And I'm David.
Welcome to The Average Vegans, a podcast to help you live an attainable vegan lifestyle. We're not the ripped influencer vegans you hear about in other podcasts. We're just some ordinary people living in the South, eating plants and loving animals.
And on this episode, we're discussing our health goals for 2021. Thank
Not
goodness.
resolutions. We're not going to call them that, especially since it's February.
Yeah, I have resolutions because I do them every year,
Right.
but we're not doing those. Those are so
Yeah.
another.
This is just things we want to focus on health wise. Um, Maybe not specifically vegan related, but definitely about our health. We just kind of want to talk about them because we haven't told each other, which I think is going to be fun. Neither one of us knows what the other one is going to do. So, and I
Ooh.
think it'll inspire both of us, and then hopefully it'll inspire some of you to take your health a little more seriously this year.
It's just because we're average vegans doesn't mean we just shovel cake in our face and act stupid. Like part of being an average vegan is you have a life, but you're also conscious about the environment and your own health, whether it be physical or mental. Taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is definitely average. Don't be below average. Don't ignore yourself.
That's right. That's right. And I did eat cake a lot this week because it was my birthday.
Happy
Whoop, whoop.
birthday to you. Okay.
My daughter and her roommate made me a vegan lemon cake.
Bro, it looks so good.
They called me to make sure that they had like the proper ingredients. It was very minimal ingredients too, so it was good. But her new roommate, and apparently she likes cake. So it's been there for the last like 6 weeks. There's been a new cake every week, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
second
all
live there.
right. I like this. I like this girl. This is good. And then she found out it was my birthday and she was like, let's make your mom a cake. Just another excuse to make a cake. So let me tell you, I had some cake, but now we're going to control the cake
It was
eating as
lemon
well.
cake too. I love some lemon cake.
Oh,
I never get
and
lemon
nobody
cake. I'm
else does in
jealous.
my house. So I ate it all myself.
Why? What I know is that people don't like lemon cake. Why do people like lemon? I love lemon cake.
I don't know.
I
They
don't
like
know.
my younger daughter came down and was like, why lemon?" I'm like, "Because you
Fucking.
say ew, and now it's mine. That's why."
I mean, dude, there's something I've only had a couple times, like being vegan. It's rare, and it's only one restaurant that I've ever had it that can get it. It's again seasonal, and that's a lemon meringue. I'm like,
Man,
oh my god.
yes.
They use like aquafaba, I think, or something to make the meringue
Mm.
part. It's so good, but it's only one restaurant in Atlanta, at least that I've been able to find it. Then like, oh, it's so good.
Here we are talking about cake.
Yeah,
It's
we're
my
talking about our
fault.
health.
It's totally my fault.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna start because it kind of relates. My first one.
Mm.
Um, to work off said cake, I, I recently purchased an exercise bike. I did not buy the big name Peloton because I am a cheap person and cannot fathom. I almost did. I was so close,
Oh,
but I
you
can't.
really?
I was so close, and I also had a friend who gave me a discount with like a code, and I was like, but no, I just can't. So found a cheaper version on Amazon with amazing reviews, and it was on sale. What?
You got a good find. You got a good find too. I'm like the deal hunter. Like I won't buy anything. I'm like this is the best deal you can get. You found a good one. You did a good job. I'm
Yeah,
proud of you.
it was on my list, but what was interesting, and this is not really about my health, but a little tidbit for some of our vegan listeners. Um, at first, I was looking at like a regular stationary bike, and I noticed that the resistance pad was made of wool on almost every
Hmm.
single one I looked at. I don't know why they feel the need to make it out of wool, but they do. So, thanks to David and his genius, I realized I needed to switch to, and I had them on my list, but I didn't even realize like I was just looking at reviews before that. But I got a magnetic, is that what it is? Yeah,
Yeah, magnetic.
magnetic resistance bike. And it's obviously, like I said, cheaper. So far I've done it twice and I love it. I don't feel like I'm gonna fall off, which is I was worried about, when you go cheaper with something. I'm like, oh man,
Me
am I
rocking
gonna
back and
suddenly just
forth.
tip over?
Yeah.
It was really easy to put together. It's easy for me to adjust by myself, which is nice. Um, I'm a tiny bit too short for it, but that's the story of my life at
So your time is too
5'2".
short for everything. So
Yes, I am. But when I wear my a thicker tennis shoe, it's fine. It's just like a
there you go.
tiny little bit of a
You see
stretch.
some
But
platforms is all it is.
there you go. I do need to get a seat cover that's a little because my teenage daughter she was very excited about the bike and then she tried to ride it once and it hurt her little tushy too much, so we need to get a cushion. But my goal is to use this bike consistently. um I am not putting time requirements. I'm not putting a distance requirement on myself. I'm putting a consistency requirement. At least 4 to 5 times a week. That is my goal. And I'm gonna ride for however long I feel like riding. I am keeping track because I want to, me. I'm a little competitive with myself, and
What?
I like I like to beat myself. So if I know I went that far and burned that much in that time, then the next time I'm going to try to beat it. So that's my only kind of way to one up myself a little bit, but just consistency. And I think the ways I'm going to achieve it uh, is I think sometimes I might do it during lunch
Oh,
because, again, I work from home and doing exercise early in the morning, while I do enjoy it, it does start my day off great. It's a real, that's a real hurdle for me to really find that energy to go and do that. After work, sometimes it's also a little exhausting and I'm, a little worn out from the day. But I like the thought of doing it during lunch so that I can kind of, not have that after lunch slump and
mm-hmm.
kind of, like revive myself of the day. Working at home, you get a little stagnant once in a while, might sit on the couch a little too long. So if I can like go in the middle of the day and just ride for 30 minutes, I think that would not just physically make me feel better, but mentally kind of help me just decompress and not think about work for a little bit. And so I think that's how I'll reach this consistency goal.
And it's interesting how you you put when your timeline how you plan on doing it because I think a lot of people assume well if you're going to add exercise even if it's like something like a quick cardio at home or something like that whether it be yoga or a bike or treadmill or what any type of other equipment even just jumping rope people assume like well I gotta get up it's 6 o'clock in the morning do it. And usually, if you put like this very strict parameter of something like, and especially if you look at it and if you feel that's more like a kind of I can't really put a word to it, more of a sound. You're not likely to
Yeah,
stick with it,
that makes sense.
right? You're not likely to stick with it. But if you're like, it's something I can do. Like, even if you're working in an office right now, some people are having to, and you're like, I'm gonna do something physical. But I can do it at lunch. I'm kind of a slump. I mean, maybe you eat your lunch at your desk, something earlier in the day or whatever. And you have that time to yourself. You can change up and go for a jog at a park. Like you used to go for walks, I believe, when you were
I
at the
did,
office.
yes.
And you
I
did at
loved
lunchtime.
that too.
So if you fit it in the time of day where you feel most comfortable, you're more likely to stick with it. I think so. You recognized I'm not gonna do it in the morning. Ridiculous. And at night, bullshit. But knowing in the middle of the day I can do it. I'm motivated. That's when I know I need to kind of get that pick me up and move forward with it. That's fantastic. And that's what most people need to do when they're setting these goals, is to say this is what I want to do and this is how I can go about doing it where I know I'll be successful.
Right.
And when you're setting goals, don't set yourself up for failure. If you said I'm going to get up at 6:30 in the morning and do it, like, are you? Like, really?
I'm
No,
not
hell
gonna.
no, no, hell no. So, and I'm not judging
Come on.
anybody for it. What you're doing. That's the main thing.
Right. Yeah, and I think that having it done earlier in the day, because even lunchtime is earlier in the day, it will help keep me going for the rest of the day. And, I always look at things as how does this benefit my family? And them seeing me get it in and get my workout in might encourage them to do theirs as well.
Or guilt them into
Because
it, but yeah.
right, we have no excuse. I have made space.
Right.
There are dumbbells of a variety. I have bands, I have sliders. I mean, I have uh not bands, but the cables kind of things. Those like resistance cable
Oh
thingies.
yeah,
You know
there's
what I'm
bands.
talking
Yeah,
about? Yeah, okay.
yeah.
I have those. And now I have a bike. And I have an exercise ball. Like there is no excuse. And I don't have to drive anywhere because it's a pandemic and I'm working from home. I
Right.
don't have an excuse not to be at least consistent with getting on the bike or doing something.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I can do
even if someone out there is looking to add exercise or something to their diet. Wow.
it.
To their cake, to their routines. They're like, well, I can't afford, or I don't have the space for a bike, like that. There are calisthenics, bodyweight exercises,
Oh, absolutely.
fantastic. You can you can do wall sits, you can do air squats, it's called prisoner squats. So you put your hands behind your head, and it changes the
Hmm.
actual position of your spine and makes you like change the position of your feet, so you put more tension in other areas in the legs. So you can do tons of calisthenics and get an amazing workout in. In fact, before the pandemic, there was a body weight workout that I did just as a reset that I would do that would just kick my ass. And it was all body weight. I think there was like one thing I had to have not really exercise equipment for, but I needed like do inverted rows, so I had to use a
Yeah.
barbell. But as long as anything you can hang from, go to if you can go to a park like a playground, you can use the monkey bars and do pull ups and stuff there. So calisthenics are amazing if you don't have a ability to have equipment. So
Absolutely. Great tips.
yo.
What's your first one?
My first one, I'll coincide my first one with yours. I got a rower.
Look at us.
Look at us.
We're nerds and twins.
Yay! Because I've been thinking about a bike, which is funny. Because like you and I constantly, like either I'll say something or you'll say something. Like the other one will be like, "I've been thinking about that too."
I love that about
Right?
us.
Like I've been thinking about doing a bike. Like I want to get a bike. Where would I put it? Would I use it? And you're like, I'm thinking of getting a bike. And I'm like, I've been thinking about getting a bike. We can talk about bikes now, and I don't feel like a weirdo looking about bikes. And then and I've been looking at bikes. You and I were sharing links back and forth a little bit, and we all know I'm in therapy. It's good. Mental health is always important. So I talked to my therapist, like I was thinking about doing this, because she's always encouraged me to do things. Part of this, one of the things she's encouraged me is actually a little bit of one of my items here. Actually she's also the one that encouraged me to go back to the physical gym.
Right.
Because she knows how much of a break that is and how much of a stress reliever is for me. And she's like, if you can do it safely, it's probably a good idea for you. So I go back to the gym now. Like I go like at 10:30 at night, 10:30 at night when no one's there. Sometimes it's packed and I come home and I have bands here I can use. But I'd say,
And I love that. Let me just interrupt you because I love that you do that. That you take the COVID so seriously
Yeah.
that you will drive to the gym, see that there's too many people there, wait, and if no one leaves enough for you to go in, you will go home.
yeah.
Like not a lot of people are like that,
Yeah.
and I want to high five you.
Yeah,
You
to the
too.
camera. Wee. But and I have some bands here that I was using before I was going back to the gym, and I have now a rower, and I can do bodyweight stuff. So if I have to come back, I can adjust my workouts. Also,
Right.
I've been doing physical fitness stuff for so long, I know how to adjust workouts and stuff like that to kind of still hit what I want to hit. So I was talking to my therapist, like, I think about doing a bike, but I'm not sure if I'd use it, because she asked me like, what's holding you off? Because she knows I have blockers about spending money, as you do. And she said, what's holding you back? Like, what's keeping you from making that step? And also making steps is a thing that I have issues with. And it's a whole deal. Let's talk about David's mental health for an entire episode.
Love it.
But my only thing was I didn't want to spend the money if I wasn't sure I was going to use it, because I've never really used a bike before.
Right.
I want
right.
something here to get cardio, because there's days when I wake up, I'm like antsy. I need to get energy out. And like it's like in the middle of the day on a Sunday, and I don't want to go to the gym, or a Saturday, and I don't want to go to the gym right now because people are there, or I just don't want to go to the gym. Like I don't want to go into the loud, stinky gym. Don't want to do that. But also it's raining or it's really cold and I can't go for a run.
Right.
So having something here that I enjoy was important, and I didn't want to spend $300 on a bike for it to become a a clothes rack. And so I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what sparked the rower idea.
I think you were watching videos about bikes, and then you probably were offered a rowing video
Maybe
because
that's
I know
what it
you were
was.
like, I've been watching rowing videos now too.
Because you and I were talking. I was thinking about getting a rower, and you and I had I think you started mentioning like the actual physical part because unlike a bike, there's some legs, but it's mostly just cardio. Where a rower is actually there's some resistance in it, and trust me, you feel it in your back. Holy shit!
Oh yeah, and that's all you.
Right, yeah. There's actually you push with your legs. There's a resistance in the legs, and you have it in the back and things like that. And you have to get really detailed about and one thing I love is you have to learn how to row. It's not like riding a bike is riding a bike. Again, I'm not trying to take away what you're doing. That's
You
not
can't, okay? I'm awesome. You can't
Hell
ruin
yeah.
it.
Don't
Go
you
on.
forget it, motherfucker. But rowing is completely different because it's straighten your legs, then you stay at a certain angle until the hands hit your knees, and you lean back at a certain angle, but you don't pull with your arms. You let the drive through your legs. Let the band. You have to learn this whole mechanic, which is crazy. Well, it's crazy because I was I'm a good physical condition. I'll do an intermediate whatever one video because I do these YouTube videos. Yeah, that was a mistake. I was okay, I'm going back to beginner because my mechanics are not right. And so I'm having to do a beginner one, so it's humbling too. But yeah, it's we both you helped me and I realize that it's I something that's more strength based as well as cardio. I'm gonna enjoy. It's also better for calorie burning as well.
Yeah, and I thought that the reason I pushed you is more because I know you're going to get an upper body workout as well, and I know that's an important thing to you.
Yeah.
And it's it's working the parts of your body that you already focus on anyway. So it's an extra, benefit besides just cardio. So I just think it's perfect for you.
That I have a bad knee from motorcycle wrecks and mosh pits. So
That's a great sentence. I have a bad knee from motorcycle accidents and mosh pits.
right, but and I run, which is not great for knees, but trail running I found is not for me. It's not as bad on my knees. Maybe because it's not asphalt, it's actually ground. It maybe has a little more cushion, I assume, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But it does. I have really bad issues if I run on the asphalt and concrete. But if out in the woods, it's not that bad. But this is no impact, so I'm still getting a leg workout. Not as much as I was doing squats and leg presses like I usually do in the gym. But my knee's been bothering me a lot more. Even I told you I'm thinking about getting that looked at because it's getting worse. But anyway, so it adds some resistance training, some cardio. So all that being said, my goal is to try to use this thing 5 to 6 days a week.
Okay.
So I did it five days this week. I'll do it. I'm skipping today because we're doing this, but then I'm gonna do it tomorrow. So that's Saturday, still part of the week, Sunday to Saturday. So that'll give me 5 days. Nope, six days. I did it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So yeah, that gives me that gives me 5 days. Math.
Okay.
Adding days up. So that gives me five days. So I still hit my goal.
So your goal is the amount of days a week, just like mine,
right?
Not like a time period to be on it. You're going to do something a different time every time you do it, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or whatever. Is it going to alternate?
Because I do a lot like you. I go on YouTube and find a workout, whatever. So that's actually interesting. I know mine's
We're cheap.
turning long. Yeah, right. Well, that so mine has an app. You don't have to use the app, but if you connect the app, it tracks your strokes per minute, which is most classes you'll find on YouTube, little workouts on YouTube. Say, okay, we're doing 22 strokes per minute with so much intensity. And it's so weird too because
oh my god, my heart just went
well, it's weird. So you can do 16 strokes per minute. Well, it's like 20 strokes a minute is essentially was it 2 strokes a second or something like that, or a stroke a second?
Wow.
It's not that. It sounds like a lot, but it's not that bad. But it's all about your intensity, right? So you can go and your stroke is your extension and your return. But if you don't kick off hard and pull it, your intensity's lower. so it's less. So you guys should do 16 strokes per minute and have it kick your ass at like
Right.
90% intensity, or you can be like, oh, this is like a cool down. You're just going back and forth, a nice little cool down,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it all depends on like your extension and your return and your catch and all this stuff. So there's a lot of moving parts, which you know me, like I gotta learn all this stuff and research it. It's awesome, so I
And
love it,
perfect it.
right? Um, so most of those workouts, to answer your question, most of those workouts, they average about 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
So like I did a scenic one, the one I shared with you.
That's what I did
Uh,
too. It's so
it's nice, isn't it? Yeah, and
nice.
that one was the same thing. It had like 18 to 20 strokes per minute with this intensity, and then like every like 3 minutes the intensity changes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that one was 28 minutes. So 20 to
That's
30
very
minutes,
cool.
and on average it burns about 100 calories a session. So
Yeah. Yeah. I love that we both got little cardio machines for our homes. I
twinsies.
just love that. I love that we both are like YouTube videos.
What's really funny is last night you were like, I think about getting another seat. I'm like, I think about getting a pad for mine. That's crazy.
We're such
I
dorks.
always feel like I'm stealing your thunder by going me too, but I guess straight up me too.
I mean, I've done a lot of like research online for the seat cushions, but I almost feel like I might venture into an actual store, which is gross, but there's an Academy Sporting Goods near my house and it
Oh yeah.
has like all this workout equipment. So I'm wondering if they have like seat pads on there or in there because I want to feel it,
Of
you
course.
know?
Going
Even
freeze.
if the reviews are great, I kind of just, I don't know, I feel like I need to feel it and also like see the shape in person
Yeah.
to see if it matches because, you know, they're all different. So,
Yeah, that's like the big difference between like bike seats and stuff and rower stuff. Rowers, the seats are square.
yeah.
They generally all the same. They have different like different indentions where like your butt cheeks go and where the crotch is and stuff wherever. But generally speaking, they're all kind of the same size. So it's just
Right.
I didn't again. The one I got is I got it's called Fitness Reality. I think is what it's called.
Okay.
And rowers can get expensive. This one wasn't bad. This was like 270, which sounds maybe a lot to some listeners, which I get. It was that's for me. That's like spending $1 million. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
rarely
Yeah.
spend money like that. But I'm like, I researched the crap out of it, get the better quality I could for the price, so I knew it would last a while. And these had a lot of good reviews and stuff. So
Yeah, I think this is a good addition for both of us. I'm proud of us for both like taking the jump
heck
and
yeah,
buying them.
right? You got it on your birthday, didn't you? Like order it like the
I
day
like
before.
it came the day before my birthday and I was like,
Yeah,
well, I guess this is my present.
it's
This is
my
what
birthday.
42 looks like. Buy
Lit-
yourself a friggin' bike.
this was my Christmas present to myself, I think.
There you go.
Uh,
Oh my gosh. All right.
okay, I
On
rambled long enough
to
about mine.
yeah, my next goal. I think I'm going to rearrange the way I was going to say these. Okay. My next one is going to sound familiar to you, David.
Mm.
And if anyone has listened to, I think it's our last episode, if we go in order, our interview with Peggy Brousseau, right? Um,
Yes.
I need to look at cooking like art. This is the way she talks about cooking, and it is
Mm-hmm.
quite beautiful. Like she just makes you want to grab the freshest ingredients and use them to make some beautiful thing. So the way she talks about food makes it seem like, like the ingredients are your palette and what you make in the end is like your work of art.
Yeah.
And I need to focus on that because I hate cooking. And as a vegan, that is just something I have to do, right?
Yep.
I just do. And as a mom, it's just part of my everyday stinking life. And I look at it as a chore, as something I don't want to do that takes too long, makes a mess. I got to clean it up. It's a pain. But the way that Peggy talks about food has stuck with me since we interviewed her. And I can't stop thinking about it because like I'm an artistic person. I paint, I now do resin art. So color is beautiful to me. It's a big thing to me. I'm like really captivated and intrigued by color. Um so to think of like my fresh ingredients as a palette to make this food art is like Yes, that will get me so much more excited than I have to go do this and then clean it up when I'm done. Like, I don't even think about how delicious it's going to be. I immediately think of like what a chore it is. So, reframing the way I think about cooking to be more like Peggy. Everyone should be more like Peggy. I hope she hears this. um, I just want to look at food like art, and I want to acknowledge that I am privileged enough to be able to buy whatever ingredients I want to buy for the most part. I am privileged enough to have a house and a kitchen that I can cook in. And like, we talked about that episode um about when you feel a little bit less than average, about, you know, kind of, oh, I don't know how to put it now. I lost my train of thought.
Got derailed.
Yeah, a little. It just, like, I know that I am privileged enough to have this ability to cook food this way with these ingredients in my comfortable kitchen, and to like reframe it as it's a privilege to do this, to have these beautiful ingredients, to make this food is a privilege that I get, and it's beautiful. And I don't know, I want to fall in love with food and reframe my thought process around cooking.
I
That's
think,
what I'm gonna do.
and I think that can actually kind of lend to a healthy view of food as well. Because and when
Mm-hmm.
you frame it like that, you become more interested in the healthfulness as well. Because then
Mm-hmm.
you're kind of like forced, for lack of a better word, to use more fresh ingredients and really think about what you're putting into it. And you're not just like just throwing something into an oven that's out of the freezer into the oven and walking away. Way you're putting more thought into it also gets you think about like what's in it, like the macros and the micros that are in it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if you're using more colors, you're naturally going to be getting more micronutrients, so your vitamins and minerals and that sort of stuff. So definitely
Yes.
lends for a healthier view of food, I think.
Yeah, and I think of looking at it this way instead of being like, I'm going to, eat less processed food. I'm going to eat less sugar. Like, instead of doing those kinds of goals, which are great goals, focus on that. That's good stuff. I personally feel like my way of accomplishing this goal is to frame it in the way of I want to fall in love with cooking, instead of I need to eat a certain way, or have these certain labels on what I'm doing. It's more that, like you said, the fresh ingredients are beautiful. I thinking of it as playing with colors and textures, and the way that Peggy talks about food. Seriously, if you guys have not listened to, I think it's episode 19, you have to. It is life changing.
Yeah, I've thought about it. Like, it's popped in my head as I'm like meal prepping, and then I'm like, I'm tired. I don't.
Yeah.
I honestly I'm gonna follow you doing this because I tried like mentally getting the headspace of that,
Mm-hmm.
and all the stuff I deal with around here, so I'm like, I can't. Maybe one day, but right now, I don't think I can
Yeah.
really put my head in that I have other things in my head I gotta deal with, but um,
At some point
maybe
this year.
hopefully you'll inspire me to actually make those adjustments, or yeah, at one point this year
Yeah.
maybe I'll be able to make those adjustments as well.
I mean, you eat way healthier than I do, so I mean,
I have my
your
moments.
adjustments wouldn't be as intense. I mean, the other day, guys, was a banana and a kiwi. Perfect, healthy, wonderful.
Yeah,
Mine was lemon cake. Come
I
on
was
now.
so
Come on
excited.
now.
I was at the gym like doing like I think I was doing like was it I was at push day, so it was chest, triceps, shoulders, and abs. I think that's what I did that day. And yeah, and I'm like, I'm so excited. I was like, all I can think about is go home and eat banana and kiwi. And you're like, what the hell? Like, legit, I
Just
sent
ate
you a
cake.
picture. I ate 3 kiwis and a banana. I'm in my office like watching like cleaning compilation of TikTok compilation cleaning videos. Like
Eat my fruit.
eating
Good
kiwi and
boy.
bananas. Boop boop doop kiwi
See?
bananas.
Love it,
Watching
love it,
videos of
love
people
it.
cleaning their house and getting excited for no reason. It's really weird.
I love you, David. You're so
I'm like
funny.
the only 40-year-old, almost 40-year-old man who like eats fruit and watches videos about cleaning a house. I'm like, this looks awesome. I'm gonna buy some of that cleaner. That looks like a good sponge. Like most
Oh my
dudes are like
God.
watching like sports replays. I'm watching TikTok compilations of people cleaning and organizing their houses and their
Listen,
bedrooms.
and that's why we love you. Come on now.
I think it's
Makes you different. You're different.
there. We go. Yes, that's different. I'll go with that.
Joking. All right,
Uh,
you're next.
my next.
Mm-hmm.
My next what? No. So mine kind of goes along with our first one. My first one. Our first one. It's kind of small.
Yeah.
Was and this is actually one of my New Year's resolutions. I pulled it from my New Year's resolution list.
Okay.
Is either to get below 180, because I was
Okay.
almost there before the pandemic hit, or like feel and look well enough where like I'm okay being above 180.
Okay.
Right? Because and the reason I say that is because it's easy to get hooked on weight.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that's and like, I one thing you saw my Amazon cart because I keep putting crap in there as I watch these videos. One thing's in there is like a Bluetooth enabled, like Bluetooth connected. Ooh, my microphone. Bluetooth connected scale. Wait, I almost said a weight thingy. Bluetooth connected scale, and that's more just to like see where I am because I definitely want to lose weight because I'm gonna like, I mean, with doing cardio and you know I'm watching my calories a little more. And doing weight training, I'm going to lose body weight, body fat anyway, and body mass anyway. So I feel like, okay, you know, I think I'm like just under 200 right now. I think I put on my quarantine 15, right, for sure.
Me
for serious.
too. Except no one
shit.
can tell on you, but they can sure tell on me.
Oh, stop it.
Shush it.
But so I need to lose body fat anyway. Even if I gain a lot of muscle, I need to lose body fat. So and body fat's going to come off a lot faster. Then I would gain muscle from with lifting weights and stuff. So if I get below 180, at 180 or below, I'll be happy. But if I'm above that, but like my clothes are fitting different, and like, oh, I got shoulders now, whatever, and then like, okay, it means,
Right.
you know, that's the thing about people who, if you're exercising, first off, if you're exercising, if you can, should always include cardio as well as weight bearing exercises, especially if you're a woman, it's important. Weight bearing helps with prevent osteoporosis. So, fun facts. And
Fun
more you
facts
know,
with David.
Star. But what? I got derailed.
See?
But a lot of people you watch the weight, you're like, oh my god, I've stagnated. Like, yeah, okay, you may be stagnated in your weight, but you know how your clothes fit. Look in the
Right.
mirror. Are you notice a little? I mean, maybe the love handles aren't quite there anymore. You might actually be kind of compensating some of your fat loss with some muscle loss, but because again, they always say fat weighs more than muscle. No, it's just fat is more voluminous.
Right.
Right. So if you have 5 pounds of muscle and 5 pounds of fat, it looks like the fat's more, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're both 5 pounds. It's just because muscle's more dense. It's smaller. It's more compact, right? It's more dense. So you may have put on, like you may have lost, 10 pounds of body fat, but you put on 5 pounds of muscle, let's say. You're like,
Right.
oh my God, I've stagnated. I've put on 5 pounds. Okay. Yeah. But where's that 5 pounds living? Is it living, around the midsection, or is it living like on your guns? Where is it sitting? Right. So that's why
you want to be comfortable. If you're not under 185, you want to be comfortable with where it has ended on you.
correct.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
So, and this is a by the end of the year thing. So now that I'm going back to the gym, hopefully we'll get our jabs soon. And then I can go back I now feel more comfortable going back to the gym at a regular time. So I'm not going so late, and I have my cardio going. So, and I'm messing with my diet a little more and kind of adjusting things, so that's,
I think you can do this.
I can. It's my New Year's resolution. So
I like it.
let's see what happens. Fingers crossed.
Okay. One of my health goals, is food related again, but it's not about cooking. And it's going to sound kind of silly, especially to fellow vegans. I want to drink more smoothies
Oh, okay. I was like,
because
I'm
that's
gonna
a
eat bugs.
staple.
I was like, what the
That's a vegan staple. That's just everybody drinks smoothies.
yeah.
But I'm lazy, and I get that it's simple. You just put some shit in a thing and you blah, blah,
That's
blah,
the
blah.
laziest thing to do is a
But-
smoothie.
But it just feels like too much work sometimes, especially like in the morning. I'm not a hungry person in the morning, but that's when I need to eat or drink my smoothie. That's when I need to, because it's not like it makes me feel like I'm super full or anything, but it makes me feel like less distracted when it comes to like lunchtime. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
by the time, if I don't, because I'm not, again, I'm not a breakfast person. I don't really get hungry in the morning at all. But, and if I don't eat anything till lunch, I'm like, a little ravenous sometimes, and it's ridiculous. So if I can like satiate myself with a smoothie in the morning that's full of fruits and veggies and all that good crap, which is what I'm drinking right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I have every ingredient you could possibly need for said smoothies. But again, for some reason, it's just like I just don't make them. But every time I do, I make enough for extra, and my daughter or my husband will drink it, which again is like me spreading the health with them without like, yeah, I don't have to force anything. They automatically will like, yes, I'll drink that. So it's like a win-win. I'm just dumb for not making more smoothies. I promise I will, because it's just like I don't understand my resistance, but I promise. This is my promise verbally. I'm going to drink more
All right.
smoothies.
I'm gonna ask you for now. Like, do you have a smoothie today?
Please
Have you smoothie?
do, because it's like it's so healthy, so good for me, and I don't get my laziness about it. So here I am admitting I'm a weirdo, but I'm gonna change it, okay?
Well, see, it's in my morning, well, it's not really morning, but kind of morning routine. I have a smoothie every day, so that's how I start my day. Just rub it in.
See, as most vegans do.
But like mine's probably more not really complicated. There's much of crazy stuff in mine that a lot of people wouldn't. So, like you talk about, like you're not a breakfast person. So, I don't like anything heavy in the morning. I have to be in the mood to be like pancakes and like
Right.
scrambled tofu, veggies. So I gotta be in the mood for that shit. Like it's gotta be like I gotta be thinking about it for days. Like we're doing this, man. We're gonna go to town. We're gonna get gross first thing in the morning, right?
Oh, this makes me think of.
I know, the karma.
Oh my God.
I want to bring it up.
R.I.P. to our favorite breakfast spot, Good
Yeah.
Karma Cafe,
Yeah.
coffee shop, whatever. We're
pour
very
a,
sad.
pour a fake smoothie out for you.
They are closing because of the pandemic, and we are very sad. And because people raised their rent. Rude.
Really? Come on,
Rude.
people. What's going
How are you
on?
going to do that right now? Okay,
Ridiculous.
sorry, off subject. Go
you're
on.
good. You're good. No, so I get up every morning. So I don't like eating early anyway. Because first of all, I don't like anything heavy in the morning. And eating first, I'm not really hungry when I first wake up. Anything, and if I get something like if I eat something like I get something in my stomach, like food wise, first thing I'm gonna have like kind of just feel heavy, like a rock.
Yeah.
So for me, I have like a 32 ounce. It's right here. This is my second bottle of it. I have a 32-ounce bottle of water, and I drink this before I eat anything.
Yeah, I drink a lot of water in the morning. It's
yeah.
the only thing that fills my little belly up.
Yeah, and I do that because like I'm not hungry, but I'm like dehydrated because we just spent
Yeah.
8, 9, 10 hours no water, right? So I drink that, and usually by the time I have a meeting at 11, so usually by around 11:30, my meeting's over, and this water is gone. And then I have a smoothie. But see, my smoothie, because you told me what was in yours. Yours was actually pretty simple, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's
okay.
just I have a whole bunch of fruit, all kinds of fruit.
Yeah.
Mostly berries, some cashew milk, and some protein powder from Vega, and that's it.
All right, so I'm gonna show you what a
Oh,
complicated
Lord.
smoothie is, so you understand how easy what you did is. We should do it more often, okay?
I know. Don't shame me, David.
Not shaming you. I'm showing you it's easy, so you'd be like, "Oh shit, look at this dumbass." All right, like, I'm not. I could be like, "I'm not that stupid, so I can do this," because he
Go.
goes overboard because I just love to, and I'm weird.
Oh,
So
God.
I use a mason jar because it screws right into my blender.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to do that, but you know, it's not
Whatever.
made for that, but it fits, and it goes smoothie time.
It's rare at smoothie time.
Look at the sound it makes. It goes, I think that's recorded, so I just like hit a button and it makes a sound.
Oh, you're killing me.
But I do whatever frozen fruit I bought for that session. Usually it's frozen berries. I literally just go over to the mixed frozen fruit section and go, all right, what's like the cheapest variety?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because usually it's like a big bag of berries or it's like strawberries and mangoes. It doesn't really matter. It's just I'm getting vitamin C and all the stuff out of it. So I'm getting generally the same vitamins no matter what. Again, some more than others, but I keep my diet pretty well balanced anyway, so not too worried. So whatever frozen fruit I have, And then I do a what is that? I do raw cacao.
Okay.
I do maca powder.
Okay.
So got like a chocolate and caramel flavor.
Okay.
Then I do a little bit of spirulina.
Wow, this is a really colorfully like a poopy color.
It depends. As long as I don't put too much spirulina, it turns out okay. You can already tell it's in there.
Okay.
So
I'm
it's
like,
a little
wow.
bit. Like, I don't put a full spirulina. Spirulina would be like a teaspoon. I put like half to a
Okay.
quarter, just enough to get a little bit of nutrients out, but not everything out of it.
I've always wanted to add that.
It's strong, so I don't put too much in it.
Yeah.
And then I do hemp seeds, hemp hearts, whatever, and
Yep.
chia, ground chia.
Mm-hmm.
Then I do a scoop of vegan protein powder.
Okay.
Okay. If for some reason I'm out of hemp or I'm out of chia, because sometimes I'm out of one of those, I'll put a little peanut butter in it. Added fats.
Okay.
Then I put in, I feel whatever.
I thought we were done.
No, I went banana. It wouldn't be bananas. Sometimes it's bananas. Then I put in my plant milk, whatever it is, like almond or soy, whatever. And I don't use a big mason jar. I use a normal like standard mason jar, right? So it ends up being 16 ounces, I think, altogether when everything's done. And I blend that up, and I drink that, and that goes through quick. So I have lunch around like 12:45. It's about an hour and a half between that and lunch. But that's how complicated mine is. But what I do is like where I have my blender, where I pull it out of the cabinet and put it there. I have these mason jars that are full of my ingredients. I have one spoon that just sits there all the time. It doesn't get used for anything else. I just go scoop, 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 done. It's actually pretty fast.
Your noises are great this episode.
I'm the guy from
Police Academy.
Police Academy. There you go. Thank you.
Look at me.
Appreciate the assistance in that.
I'm just gonna shame myself one more time. I have everything right next to my blender.
I'm gonna give you shit now
So
because I was like
stupid.
I'll be like, you should just take it out and have it right there, easy to get to.
I already got that done.
All right, you get
Just
your ass.
stupid.
You need to get your shit together. And
Yes, I do. Done. Goal made.
You have no
Go.
excuses. You could have saved your ass. I said that. I've been like, you're like that's true.
I gotta admit the truth,
You
okay?
could have BS the whole way through that. I would have been like, that's not your fault. You didn't know. But now you know better. There's no excuses.
I'm funny. All right, your third one.
I'm sorry. I feel like I talked all the way through yours. My bad.
No, that was great. Oh god,
right, so-
I'm cracking up over here.
My next two are a bit more mental healthy.
Oh yay!
Healthy.
I have some of those coming up too.
You have more than me, so I'm kind of getting sandwiched between all yours. It is good.
Okay.
I tried. So this one is I'm focused on. It's to focus more on what I want and I need,
Yes.
and to not let others take my emotional and mental space.
Yes.
This is something that comes up a lot in therapy. How I'm very good about like giving, like basically kind of being a doormat and like let everyone kind of just take over and like do everything and not being like, no, I disagree. I have a problem with that. And sometimes it is that like reclaiming my time. Like, no, this is my time. Or in some of it's like buying something that I need and not worrying about what someone else is going to need, something like that.
Right.
So, and part of that is like buying a rower and, I got myself a little EDC kit because I always want to make an EDC kit. And I'm like, I have the money for it. Why am I not doing it?
And it'll make your life
Yeah.
better and more simple and more
Oh my God.
convenient. And like, there you go.
I have that little thing on that knife and that flashlight I keep in my pocket. I use that thing bunches.
Right. See?
The knife came in handy today. I had to go buy dog food and I had to cut the bag open.
And are waiting in your pocket.
Yeah,
And
I was
what's
flicking.
crazy is you've wanted to do this for so long, but you always like talk yourself out of it. So I like this goal of this is like the year of you being like, no,
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I need to do and what I want.
And part of my compromising with people and things was basically like my compromise is 100% what the other person wants. Right. And that's mean this year, like this is the year of me being a dick of like, I don't like that. I do whatever I want.
No.
I do whatever I want. But it's there's I tend to kind of be as open and and help work with people as much as I can. But if it's like no, this is going to screw me over needlessly. Usually I would just like give over. Like I think my joke always been like on my tombstone it's going to say no good deed goes unpunished.
No,
because I do that. I'll put myself in positions where it's like I'm getting screwed in this deal, but they're okay. Like, no, why should I have to get screwed in every deal?
You shouldn't.
So that's a part of
Proud
it.
of
That's
you. I
part of
like
it is
this
like
goal.
being mindful, you know. So
Yes, yes.
that's my thing.
Not putting yourself second.
Right, you know. Sometimes,
Right.
sometimes you know, it's the oxygen mask and thing
Mm-hmm.
where like put the mask on yourself before you help others.
Yes.
Sometimes you need to help others. By all means, not saying be a selfish ass, but
No.
but it's like no, I need 30 minutes to be on the rower, but I want to do this, this, this. Like that's awesome. We can do that in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on myself and give myself 30 minutes of cardio so I can burn 100 calories and feel good about eating a piece of cake later. So go away.
There you go. I love this goal. This is
I
spectacular.
figure you
All
like
of your
that.
friends are cheering right now.
Yeah, I figured you'd like that one.
It's a good one. Um, you should tell your therapist about this list too. She'd like this.
That's a good idea. All right, cool.
Yeah.
For Thursday, I put that on our list. And yes, I keep a therapy list, things to talk about in therapy.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next two are kind of interlinked, but let's start with the meditation.
Oh.
So, has always, not always, I mean, for years, I have been an infrequent, inconsistent meditation practicing lady.
Meditator.
Meditator, that sounds weird.
I know, that's why I said it.
But the reason I want to be more consistent is, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, I have intense anxiety. I don't mean like just a little bit. I mean, it is hardcore. Stop, David.
I'm shaking my head violently right now, or nodding my head violently.
It is intense. Can be debilitating. And the ways that I deal with it include meditation. Oddly enough, I've gotten to the point where I can stop thinking. I can literally just focus on my breath. I can go into that meditative
Holy shit.
space, and it is, I'm not exaggerating, the only time my brain does not race. Because I swear it races when I sleep too. Because
Show
I
me how
wake
to do
up
this.
and I'm like immediately thinking of things I need to do or shit that I could panic about. So even in like the sleeping time, I still feel anxiety. So being able to find a way to calm my freaking brain, to lessen my worries, is a beautiful thing. So I've always thought of meditation as, I do it in the morning or I do it before bed. But lately, because I use the Insight Timer app, and which we will most likely talk about in an upcoming episode about apps and stuff. But it is a meditation app, and it has like all kinds of like categories, guided times. I mean, it is like the most thorough app I've ever experienced, and it's mostly all free from what I've seen. But lately I've been using meditation for like logical events in my life. So before I had a meeting with my boss, there is literally a meditation, a guided meditation for preparing for a meeting. So you would do it right before you go into a meeting to help calm yourself, center yourself, not be all before you, because I do that to myself. No matter if it's like a normal everyday conversation with my boss, I still panic. So to be able to like recenter myself, focus, and calm my heart rate and my breath before I go into a meeting was like, whoa, why haven't I ever done it for like a specific thing, like a specific trigger that, I guess that's a better way of saying it. Something that I know triggers my anxiety. That's like a point when I need to utilize meditation. It's not just I do it in the mornings for my 10 minutes and that's what I do for the day. I feel like I really need to use it as a tool during moments when I'm feeling anxious or when I know I'm going to feel anxious, because like I said, it's the only time when I can like quiet my brain. It's not thinking of all the what ifs or the past mistakes or the future issues that could come up. I just quiet myself, I can breathe, and it's like it's kind of crazy because when you do finally open your eyes, it's like you're like, whoa. It's almost like you just woke up from a nap and you feel a little high. It's kind of wonderful and beautiful. So to consistently um, use meditation throughout my day, even if that means I do a little bit um, at different times. I always used to think of it as like I'd set a time, I do it that time every day, I do it for a certain amount of, but like, why? Why is that my limit? Why would I limit something that gives me so much benefit and feels so good? Like, why would I limit it to just those, that time in that morning or right before bed? Like, I want to use meditation throughout my day more consistently to help control my anxiety in whatever way I can. Um, I'm not putting like, I obviously want to do it every day, but I'm not going to say like multiple times a day, every day. But every day that I can possibly use meditation, I'm going to. And my next goal has a little bit of meditation in it too. But I feel like it's something that people would never expect me to do.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, all right.
I am not, I mean, I'm kind of like a hippie, crunchy kind of girl, but not to that extent. And I just don't feel like people would ever expect me to be able to like calm my brain for that amount of time. And I want to kind of see how long I can do it, which again is like dedicating time to yourself, which is hard.
Yeah.
So my limit so far has been like between 10 and 15 minutes is all the time that I can allow, like my brain allows me to shut down and focus on just breathing. But I want to see if I can go for longer than that because I feel like the benefit is going to increase the longer that I can just shut the fuck up.
Have you? I was gonna ask what app you use. Have you looked at Headspace? I've looked at that one. Have not quite.
I have Insight Timer. The reason I like it is because again, there's a lot of free options.
Mm-hmm.
There are like numerous different people. Like I don't ever had one meditation from the same person. Like there's different people doing them. But what I like is like they have them segmented, so like if you want something for sleep specifically,
Oh,
they have a whole category for that. Under the guided one, they've even got like so coping for with anxiety is one of the categories. So those meditation practices are focused on your anxiety. Some of them are while you're at work, so there's different categories. I really recommend Insight Timer for sure.
Insight Timer.
Mainly because it's free. I mean, can't beat that.
nah, man, you can't. You can't put a price on
So
free. Because that's
where's
what
the
it
money?
is. That's interesting. I never knew you did that. I have little moments where I have to like kind of like breathe a little bit, but it's not nearly the same thing. Yeah, it's more like, and my head, my brain's going just like, don't kill everybody, just don't snap, you can't snap, because snap if you kill everyone, then that brings suffering, and you're not allowed to do that.
Believe me, believe me, I think the same thing.
That's
I
interesting.
think the reason I started doing it was because I was like, oh, well, other people are doing it. Let me be cool and try. But in the beginning, you can't just automatically learn to meditate. It takes practice
Yeah,
because
I've
I
heard
mean,
that.
you get those thoughts that just fly in and you have to have the ability to block them out. So here's my thing. Why the hell can I do that when I'm meditating, but in my day-to-day life, I'm like, sure, all these horrible thoughts just come on flying. Let's hang out. What the hell's that about?
There was
Maybe if I meditate more, it'll leak into my day-to-day life.
there's a comedian,
So annoying.
Mark Maron. You know Mark Maron? You ever heard of Mark Maron? Just
I've heard of that name,
if
yeah.
I say his name 5 more times, well, you know. He was talking about he talked about he was trying to meditate, and he's like, all right, clear your head, and just gotta let things go by. Where it comes at you, just go by. He's like, what's that sound? Just let it go by. Just let it go by. What did that kid say to me in 3rd grade? Let it go by. Just let it go by. That's a weird smell. Just let it go by. Let it go by.
Literally.
And then the hit. I think it's like, did your mother really love you? Oh my God! Why does that one stick? Why? And he just loses it, and he can't.
That's great. That is so accurate.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh my
and that's
god.
and that's
Love
what I
it.
usually get. I tried it once. I used to work for a animal rights group, and we had a retreat, and they had a guided meditation person come in, and everyone's sitting there, and it's everyone's like so excited. I'm like, this is gonna be weird, and I'm probably gonna laugh because I can't quite my brain enough to like get into this, and everyone's like, you doing it. And it's like people are crying and stuff because it's. I was part of it was like find the thing that's giving you stress in your life and let it go, and people
Hmm.
are just tearing up. And I'm like all awkward, and eventually I just start like getting sleepy and dozing off.
Oh my god,
I wasn't on
David.
purpose. I can't quiet my brain that way. I'm constantly.
I know, I know.
If anyone listening has heard me
She
like
dozed
slur
off.
half of what I say together into one thing or like
Oh
talking
my
90
god.
miles an hour, it's my brain is going just that fast, and that's not like a flex. It's
Oh.
annoying because I can't keep up with what I'm trying to do in my brain.
Well, then maybe you should try a little meditation
I
once
probably
in a
should, but then I'll
while.
just like laugh and fall asleep.
So, listen, it'll be in your own office. No one will know.
I'll be quiet and
Just
I'm sitting
lock your door
yeah.
because let me tell you how awkward it is if someone walks in and you're like, it looks like you're asleep sitting up. You're like,
Right.
it's
What are you
look-
doing? The door's closed. My eyes are
Nothing.
closed. Leave me alone, maybe.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
claiming
yes,
my time. I'm focusing on my.
yes. There you go.
I'm claiming taking up my own mental space and emotional headspace.
All right, what's your last goal?
My last goal is also I think it's mental health related is and it's probably because I feel it's still one of yours, but that's
Okay, go
okay.
for it.
It's sleep better, improve sleep.
Yes, that's my next one too. It's
Yeah.
kind of like that. Yeah.
And I part of that is, um, sorry, I know I've cleared my throat 1,000 times this episode, and I apologize. Actually, hold on, I'm gonna do it real quick. Apologize, everybody. 1 second. Hope that wasn't too loud.
No, it wasn't.
Part of it is like getting I do my nightlies again because I used to have what I call nightlies, where like I walk around the house, I make sure things picked up, turn the lights off, make sure the doors are locked, and then I do like lotion and clean my my beard oil and stuff, which I do most of that. But also I think about, and I've talked about this for past couple days, like getting some blue light glasses.
Yes.
I'm researching and making sure they're not bullshit. But the
I claim that they are not, and they have helped me.
right,
So.
yeah. So because from what I've read is you use them a lot. You use them primarily for like eye strain and things for using electronics and computer for extended periods of time. And the research I've seen on that is there's not enough research to say it doesn't work.
There you
The
go.
research shows that it likely has some benefit. Some of it's like yes, some stuff is like it's almost like some of it's like yes, definitely great for eye strain electronics, and some research is like kinda it depends on So, but I haven't seen any research that shows it's not. I haven't seen any research that shows it's ineffective. Just the
Right.
level of effectivity is different. So it's like more studies are needed kind of thing. I'm not too worried for that. I'm more worried about it like being in bed and fucking on my phone or like watching TV, which I'm not gonna stop. Like, I'm not. I know. Don't. Everyone's like, well, don't put a TV in your bedroom. No phones in the
Whatever,
bedroom.
people.
Get an alarm clock if you need one. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I like laying in bed with my dog, watching stupid things on YouTube or watching
Yep.
the Fresh Prince on my TV before and then turn it off, chill for a bit. Pet my dog, give me a kiss in the head. Oh boy, have a good night. Whatever. But I like it. I enjoy it, and not gonna stop doing it. And if I know I'm
And,
not gonna stop doing it, I
I
need to
never
mitigate
thought
the
about using
effects.
those glasses at night until you said something.
Yeah.
And I think that would help me too. Like I do have, like you said, I do have the filter on my phone. But I never thought to like bring those glasses upstairs when I go to bed. That's a great idea.
Because there's a sleep subreddit that I posted like, hey, does this actually work? Is it BS? And everyone's like, no, they work. That's what I use them for. Everyone's like, that's and some person got like kind of deep into it of like, this is what it does and UV light and blah blah blah.
Fancy.
So yeah, they do work apparently for sleep. And most studies have shown that it actually helps produce melatonin. So I'm like, great, because like I sleep 5 hours and wake up.
Yes, David's not a sleeper at all.
I'm a light sleeper too.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm
it's-
a light sleeper as well, but like you just don't sleep for long periods of time,
I
and when you
never.
do, you're like, what's happening? Like, so
Yeah.
confused. But I've always wanted you to focus on your sleep more.
Yeah.
I just, even though I know you can function and you're fine, oh, I think it would be so much better if you would sleep a little bit
I
more.
I'd be okay if I mean I would like more sleep because more sleep equals more healing, not only in your mental and also your
Hmm.
physical health. But even if it was just getting the 5 hours, like my internal clock may be 5 hours.
It might
I don't
be.
have much of a problem with it. It's the quality.
Hmm.
I'm interested in getting the quality of the quantity because if I went to bed at midnight, like literally like I at midnight, right, I would wake up about 5:30 in the morning. No
Hmm.
alarm, no noises. I would just boop, my eyes would open up, and then it happens. Like sometimes I don't go to bed till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning because I know I
Just so you don't wake up too early.
right. Or else I have to make myself go back to sleep, which makes if I do that, then the clock resets and I could oversleep. So I'm really
Hmm.
weird about my timing and my sleep. Um, but if I'm okay with the 5 hours, as long as it was quality five. And so I you know I would like to do the blue light glasses and also read before bed. Cause you know me, I'm a constant reader. I've
Yeah.
been reading all the time. Cause the little book club we were in was proof of that, wasn't it? Everyone's talking. I'm like,
Never
this sounds.
read a complete book
I
the
tried.
entire time, you guys.
I
I'm gonna beat
tried.
him up.
I have like three
I know
physical
you
books.
did.
I even have a digital one and a freaking Kindle that I bought that I never used.
Well, now I'm gonna force you.
Right. So I
When you
have
ask me if I've drank my smoothie, I'm gonna be like, "Did you read?"
yeah. So and like, the problem is like I used like what's weird. This is turned a weird episode, but
I love it.
but what's weird is like and you know maybe you'll believe this. I actually would like win reading competitions in school.
I could see it.
Like I would read like more books than anyone in the class, and when I would like win us pizza parties, and like I would win stuffed animals. Like I won this giant
Hmm.
stuffed dinosaur once because I read like 20 books. I would read. I was quick too, and when I got older, maybe it's because I had to read a bunch of stuff I didn't like in college. Maybe it killed the joy for me. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
So now reading takes longer for me. It's just that's why I never read our books. I would start reading. I just never finish them.
But even if you just do a little bit every night,
Which is my goal. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That's my goal is like 3 books this year, right? So if I
there
can
you
get
go.
like, like
Perfect.
basically that's like a book every 3 or 4 months. I could probably do that.
You could do that.
I
Yeah.
have one I'm trying to finish. I've been reading for a long time. Once I finish that one, then the one I'm reading now doesn't count because I got like 60 pages left. After this one, then my count starts. So I got to get to this
Okay.
one so I have enough time.
Love
So
it. Love it.
yeah, so reading and the blue light glasses I think will help, and also getting my routine right. Skincare routine is part of that, part of my nightlies, which you told me you would help me with, and
I
you have
know. I
not.
keep forgetting. Listen, my list of
I
things to
ask
do is
all the time.
long.
I ask all the time. Hey, what should I do
Fine.
about my face? And you'd be like, set it on fire. I tried that, and it still looks like this.
I will work harder on remembering to do this. I promise. I promise.
Yeah. So improve my sleep again through routine, glasses, and reading. I think will help me get into more of a better sleep state.
Yeah, and that's my goal as well. It's not um it's not so much that I'm not getting enough sleep lately because I've actually been a little bit better with it. Um it's that I really enjoy the whole nighttime routine that I've started, and I want to like extend it to include some extra things that will help with like mental health. And again, like a lot of people, especially women, my anxiety hits a lot the second I lay down in my bed because that's when I can like lay there and think about all kinds of crap, and it's not good times. So I want to use my bedtime routine to better kind of calm myself before I try to go to sleep so that maybe I can sleep a little bit deeper and not wake up so frequently. So currently, I have a fantastic skincare routine. I've been doing it for consistently for a good year and a half. I don't wear makeup anymore except for mascara, so skin's doing
I
good,
was saying because
guys.
you are glowing.
I'm saying.
You are glowing. You got that. Get that. Is that what a glow up is?
There you go. That's what it
Okay.
is.
I
Yep.
don't know what it is.
So skincare I've got down. And I do it every night. I do it every morning too. So I mean, I got that. That's fine. Um, I take CBD before bed. I'm not as consistent with it as I'd like to be. I just got a new kind. Um, the kind from Scara, which is a brand owned partially by Bianca Taylor, my favorite fitness vegan beauty queen. Um,
Twerker
but I take
extraordinaire.
that CBD, but I don't take it consistently enough, and I need to because it does help very much with my sleep. Um, I do meditate before bed. Again, consistently, no, but I'm going to. Because I can fall asleep so much easier if I do a little sleep meditation beforehand. It is crazy how much easier it is for me. And I, again, don't know why I don't just do it like consistently. Again, I don't know why I don't do these things that I know are good for me, um, that aren't even like difficult. So meditation for sure has to be a consistent part of the bedtime routine. I kind of, before I even get into bed, I kind of want to do a little stretching. No, that sounds weird, but I want to do it. I'd love to incorporate stretching in my mornings as well, but before bed, because I do feel stiff getting up in the morning sometimes. I am getting older. I again haven't been exercising great. So any kind of way to like stretch and like loosen up a little bit before I get into bed, like the calm stretches, nothing like too intense. I would like to do that. So that's kind of part of my routine. Um, so everything that I'm saying, I have done sporadically, but nothing like super consistently. So my last part is my gratitude journal. We talked about this in the episode about when you feel less than average. I find great benefit in completing a simple 3-question gratitude journal at night before bed. A lot of people do them in the morning. I think that's great. That's not really how my brain works. I feel like I need to have experienced the day, and then I'll tell you the 3 things I'm thankful for that day, which also helps me reframe if I had a bad day. So like if I'm like, oh man, today was rough, but then if I force myself to sit down and be like, well, those 3 things brought me great joy, and usually when you think of 3 things, your brain is also thinking of more, like that list doesn't just stop. You continue to think of, oh, well, that was great too. That little thing, my smoothie was extra delicious this morning. It doesn't have to be anything big, but like reframing a bad day with some gratitude at the end of it is very beneficial to me, and I need to do that more consistently as well. So little things that really don't take a lot of time. Reading is on my list as well to do at night. That doesn't take a lot of my time, but it gives me a lot of benefit. um, so focusing on perfecting that bedtime routine is a big health goal for me.
Okay, it's something very similar, yeah, because I think those
Mm-hmm.
routines kind of aid into like that, like it's time to go to bed now. Let's get your head straight,
Yes.
kind of thing. Yeah, kind of almost like de-stressors that put yourself in the mental space. Yeah. If for
Yeah.
me, like I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna meditate at night because then I'll be thinking like, okay, clear your head, clear your head. On line 32 of the code that I wrote for that component, did I remember to close the for loop? I mean, that's why that's why it's airing out. Ah, crap! Now I gotta go back to work.
That's how my brain works anyway. That's
Yeah.
why I have to do the meditating.
I'll be honest. Part of the reason I'm up till 3 a.m. One, I'll be up in 5 hours. And I need to get up at 8:30, so I'll do the math.
Mm-hmm.
And two, if I'm up, sometimes I'm up till I just pass out because it's
Right.
like going to going to
Right.
going to going to going to going to going. I'm asleep now, and like, yay! There's no more thoughts.
Oh,
Just
David.
nightmares.
Both need to focus
So
on
many
that
nightmares.
nighttime routine. Good
Yeah.
Lord.
So like, if I go back to my nightlies, kind of try to block out the blue light so on my phone watch TV.
Yeah, I'm
I
definitely adding that.
Yeah, I think same thing with you. It's like really fine tune that routine and kind of put myself in better headspace that would
Mm-hmm.
add to it.
I have one more, and
Hmm.
it is a challenge for both of us. Didn't about it. Here we go.
Is it
It's
is
a
it
good one.
is it is it challenge to who can eat the most ice cream?
Oh, I would win.
Okay, yes, you would.
um, well permitted. Um, walking and hiking more, whether it's alone or together. You do trail running, super great. I bet your dogs would love a little walk as well in the woods.
I'm not taking that
I
giant son
Okay,
bitch.
listen. If you don't, you can still go for a walk. Or you can schedule hikes with me because we live in Georgia and it is beautiful here.
I prefer
Yes,
that. Yeah.
there are, I mean, having grown up in South Florida where everything is concrete and then you hit the beach and it's beautiful, but everything else is concrete, at least where I grew up, this state is beautiful here. Like
Quite.
we
Yeah.
just have a lot of mountains and trails and just so many beautiful things in Georgia. So I think you and I, again, weather permitted, we should do more hikes because we both find it physically enjoyable. We love being like out in nature and all that. We also could hang out together. And if, obviously with COVID, we can social distance hike. You don't have to be next to me. Then you don't have to hear me pant. Okay, it's
God.
fine. It's fine.
Well, that you and I are pretty
That's how
safe
I
about
am.
it and pretty cautious. So we don't really worry about each other too much anyway.
No, and I think we can get some of our friends to join us as well.
Yeah.
Um, Again, there are so many beautiful options around here. I think forcing myself to take more walks around my neighborhood. There's even less than 10 minutes from me. There is a park with, a whole like uh, half a mile loop or whatever it is, a track, and people walk on it all the time. And I'm like, I could very easily walk over there and just take my dog and go for a little walk or make my daughter go with me. So like weather permitted, I just want to like get myself out walking more and hiking more. I've hiked a lot of mountains in this state, including Blood Mountain, which is I think it's like 7 miles up. It was the most intense hike I've ever done in my life, but
Super
I
slippery too,
miss
man.
that. What?
Super slippery, and you gotta like clothes are stained the whole time. It's
Oh
just
my God, you're
terrible.
so
But
ridiculous.
no, I mean, the
That
whole
is,
mountain smells like pennies. It's completely weird.
listen, someone was murdered off that mountain. I just posted about this the other
Oh,
day.
that's right. Yeah,
Yes, there is a
that's
true crime
hilarious.
story off of Blood Mountain where a woman was kidnapped and murdered by this crazy dude. What's really creepy is I went like a year after that and no one freaking told me. Like I guess I just didn't know. I don't know why. I'm always been a true crime girl. I don't know why I didn't know this happened. Maybe I think I did know. I just didn't know it was Blood Mountain. And I told like a bunch of people, and they were like, "Cool, cool, have fun, be safe." I'm like, maybe you should have told me there's like people that kill people up there. Granted, he was caught and all that, but the creepiest part of this is that the trail to go up that mountain, there's only one way up and one way down.
Oh, it's like
So
life.
how you get kidnapped off of there is kind of crazy pants. But like I still want to go hiking, but I'm gonna make you go with me.
That's cool. I'm down. I'm down. Let me know.
Duo.
What? Like I'd be more inclined to hike when it's still cold or coldish
Mm-hmm.
outside. I'm not running when it's cold. Like my lungs will be on fire. Like I can't like go for like a trail run if it's really cold or really hot because either you're breathing in ice because we have like 98% humidity. So you're basically breathing in ice or you're like breathing in boiling water. So
Yes.
I gotta be in the middle or I'm not doing it. Again, rower.
But
Yeah, I'm
hiking
down.
is like so you can just, pace yourself so
Yeah.
differently. So, yeah, I'm going to challenge you and our friends to do a little bit more hiking and venturing out into nature together this year
That's right, Rose.
because it's one of the safest things we can do
That's right,
during a
Rose and Melissa. We're gonna yank you guys out and make you
Yep.
go hiking.
And Katie and Jonas, you're all going to have to come and hike with us.
Big old
Look at them,
group.
they're going to be like, "Great."
We'll just take like 6 foot long like sticks. We'll hold each holding in so we make sure we're right distance apart.
We'll be like, we'll be like kindergartners in a single file line, just 6 feet apart.
Have like a cable of 6 foot like rope we attached to each other's like like waists. So like
Oh my God, so
don't
we don't
let
lose
it
each
get too
other.
bendy or whatever. Get too close. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. That's a lot of
That was a lot.
goals and
Yes,
chatting we just did.
it
That was
is.
fun.
That was good. Well done.
Yeah.
High
And it
fives.
makes me feel not like woohoo motivated, but like makes me feel like, okay, these are solid goals. I can attain these. I have thought about, how I'm going to do it instead of just being like, this is my goal. I have no plan for it. Like I've really thought about it now.
See,
And like I said, I didn't do New Year's resolutions, so this is like
go me for making some
Yeah.
goals.
I actually asked you if you're doing like, because I was like, we should do episode about resolutions. You're like, I don't do that shit. I'm like, all right.
I normally do, but this year's like 2020 broke my spirit, and 2021 doesn't feel much better. Like there's no difference so far. So I'm just like not. I don't have a lot of hope right now. I mean, I know there's hope on the horizon. I get that,
Yeah.
but as of right now, it's a long way off. So like I have a hard time focusing on like trying to improve myself when the life of or this world is like sad and scary.
We're having things to work
But
towards, and we're having to work towards can get positives that can actually elevate you, especially when you reach them. I think the main thing that we both have to do in this, and you've done much better at this than I am just talking about it, and even my own resolutions, I have to do better at this and jot these down, is to have intermediary steps.
mhm.
So like I'm gonna improve my sleep. Well, that's all well and good. What are you gonna do? Well, I need to get I gotta get the glasses.
Mhm.
I already had the book. I have at least have one of the books. I actually have three. I have all three books. They're sitting on my nightstand. So you have to make intermediary steps to make sure you're going to hit it, or else if you just say like I'm going to lose 10 pounds, how you do that? I don't know, just couch surfing. I mean, no, that doesn't work. You got to like I'm going to 10 pounds. How you do that? Well, I'm going to walk, quarter mile every day, and I'm going to do it after work because that's when I'm motivated, or whatever it is. But that's anyone out there who's making resolutions, or you have resolutions, or you're making goals for the year to kind of prop up your 2021 after the headache we've been dealing with.
Mhm.
Having the intermediary steps, instead of these giant leaps, is gonna help you reach those a little better.
And I think, you know what? I'm going to look at this as it's a good thing we did this in February and we're talking about it now, because a lot of people might have started gung ho like they always do
Yeah.
on January 1st. And by now they're losing that motivation. So I hope those of you that are listening are going to use our self motivating conversation to like help yourself kind of focus on goals that you set, or set some now if you haven't set any yet.
If maybe it reminds you of ones you've kind of let go already, like, oh well, I ate a whole cake, the year's shot. Like, no,
No.
no, and it's really it's funny. Actually, it's interesting we're doing this in February instead of January, because a lot of people go like, why have new New Year's resolutions? Something you want to do it today, and I understand the sentiment, but I like New Year's resolutions like at the beginning of the
too.
year, because it gives you, it's like running a race. Like why start at the beginning of, like, why start at the start line? Just start running wherever you want. Like, no, like having like this is where it starts. Let you know, okay. When I'm trail running, there's times when I just like I have to stop and walk because it's too steep, or I'm breathing too heavy and I gotta get my breath right. So I'll stop and walk a little bit, and then I'll pick like, okay, those two trees, I'm gonna start running again when I get those two trees. I could start running at any point, but knowing there's a start point
I
tells me
used to do that
now I
all
have
the
to do it
time.
here. I have no excuses. I picked those two trees. I
Right.
picked February 5th, whatever, whatever.
Right.
So that's when we're recording this. That's when I'm starting today. So now now it starts. So makes you hold yourself accountable. Because if you can just do it whenever, you just be like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week, because next week I have a day off work and I can focus on it. No.
No, now.
Fine. Next week. If you say I'm doing it next week, that's when you start. You start next week. No excuses. If you have partners and you're telling them like, okay, you tell them like, okay, next week I'm gonna start running every day, half a mile every day after work. You give me shit if I don't do it.
There you go.
Have an accountability buddy, right?
There you go. I'm going to do this. We will be each other's accountability buddy by the fact that every
sign up for
3
this.
months we're going to record an episode, maybe a mini one. I don't know how long we'll talk. And we will update you on how we're doing.
Oh, so
on
we're
our
just
goals.
throwing episode ideas on episodes.
Oh.
So we're having episode inception. We're just throwing episode ideas out on episodes, and we're just kind of okay, all right, I'm down. I'll commit
I
to
just
it.
think knowing that we're going to have to like answer in 3 months to if we are keeping to our goals is a good thing.
Can I change mine to just like to all four, just to eat more peanut butter? Can I just
Nope.
change?
Too late.
Oh no, I lost the recording.
It's memorized in my brain. So in 3 months we'll talk again about how
Sure.
well we're doing.
Fine.
And
we might find that some of our goals did not fit into our life, whatever. We might have changed them, we might have improved them. So we'll talk about it. There we go.
All right.
I love this flinging stuff at David.
Right, you just throwing shit at me, dude. It's all right.
Uh,
You know what?
so,
I'm
of
gonna
course.
I'm gonna take back my emotional space and say no. I'm not doing. Just kidding. All right, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, buddy.
Doesn't count.
Oh, I love it. We, of course, want to hear about your health goals for 2021. And we can hear about that if you message us on Instagram or Facebook at The Average Vegans or email us at theaveragevegans@gmail.com. You can find our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, or anywhere else you get your podcast fix. Make sure to leave us a review, please, pretty please. It makes a big, big difference in our lives. And recommend us to your friends, family, anyone you might think is interested in a vegan lifestyle, improving their mental health, all the wonderful things we talk about. Show notes, links, and more can be found at theaveragevegans.com. And of course, we want to hear from you guys. As always, let us know what your goals are. And if you have any comments about our goals, be nice. Don't be mean. And that is it for the week.
All right. Well, until next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.